Welcome in, Tuesday edition, Blue Sky Live here with you today. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford Studio, getting going. Ole Miss and LSU now just a few days away. Saturday, 2:30, ABC for that television broadcast. We will continue to break that down today, including with former Rebel, former Detroit Lion, Isaac Ukwu going to join us. He was a podcaster back in the day at James Madison, so hopefully having him moving forward here this season to help us out a little bit. Starting this morning, supposed to join us, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes, something like that, in segment 2 for today. So we appreciate his time and all of you guys, and we appreciate Blue Sky locations throughout the state of Mississippi, up and down I-55. They're out North Mississippi as well. They got catering options. Look, LSU game this weekend. You probably need a little something extra. It's going to be busy. It's going to be a lot of stuff in the Grove. Let them help you out with Sweet Daddy stops wherever they are. And they don't just do lunch specials and catering for office events, family, and whatnot. They can handle stuff in the Grove, too. They got brisket. They got party packs. They got stuff for you there with Blue Sky. And again, coming to you from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900's that number. Call it. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. Right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote. The rest is up to you. You can shop that quote around. You can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do. Let's hop into a Clark Ford today. 662-257-1900. Isaac Ukwu. Matt Moscona. Let's see who else is joining us today. Ryan McGee, Pete DeWeese.
Not all on the show.
Not
on
just
this
throughout
show, the day and the network.
But they will all join at some point today on MPW Digital on the Campbell Clinic hotline.
Yeah.
See, I was getting there.
It's going to be a long show. We're just going to pile this bad boy up. We're doing like a Jerry Lewis telethon today. Just going to keep going.
You had an A.J. McCarron moment where you just couldn't wait. You just had to get it. It's okay.
Does A.J. do that?
Yesterday, he disagreed so
vehemently,
passionately against Tyler that he was literally just jumping.
Okay.
If he had been an offensive lineman, there would have been flags.
He did the Logan Dix thing where he kind of leaned forward a little bit there right before the snap.
More than that. He jumped. They'll all join on the Campbell Clinic hotline today. From fractures, sports injuries, to complex spine and limb conditions, the pediatric orthopedic physicians at Campbell Clinic in Oxford are the only specialized pediatric orthopedic team in North Mississippi providing expert care for growing bodies. Visit CampbellClinicOxford.com to schedule an appointment or call 901-759-3111.
So again, we'll look at Lane Kiffin's comments. He was in a confident mood. He was in a little bit of rare form, doing a lot of double speak yesterday. We'll go through that a little bit. Not really double speak. It's the wrong word. Anyway, we'll break down Lane as we move forward with the day a little bit here today. Reminder on my behalf, if you are in Jackson, Lemuria today, 4:30 to 6. So swing by, talk, whatever you like to do. I'd love to see you. Chris Snopek, Bernie Hutchinson with us today, former Rebels there in the Jackson area for that. Also a big day in your pop culture hood today. You know, You know what happened September 23rd, 1994. Neal, as we get going this morning. Any idea what that date symbolizes?
I'm trying to think for a minute. 1994.
Your favorite movie came out. One of your favorite movies came out. September 23rd, 94.
Is this For Love of the Game came out?
It's Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank.
September 23rd, 1994.
How about that?
The most played cable television movie of all time, as in like the reruns and the stuff. There's no doubt that's number one. You can always find Tim and Morgan and the boys.
It's a banger
on the television there somewhere.
It's very good. Do you worry that no one will show up for your book signings? Because if I ever
beyond words that I can explain to you, yes.
Like I would pay people to show up.
So
I would be so nervous that no one would be there that I probably wouldn't do it.
Well, with this one especially, because the first book was a commemorative thing in so many ways. People were so excited. It was so soon after the title. Frankly, we had pretty notable people at all of them. It was like, okay, I know we're fine here, but this book, it's a Christmas book, and I understand that. I know that we're going to have a lot of sales in November, December. It's an easy Christmas gift. I hope it's an easy Christmas gift. That's sort of the goal. So the September signing, not where you live, gets a little hairy for me mentally. There's no doubt about that. I will be very happy when I see much of any damn body come through the door this afternoon. Yes, there is a healthy fear that goes on with that. There's no doubt.
Yeah, mine would be an unhealthy fear.
Today's not the one that bothers me the most, but yeah, there's a couple where I go, I don't.
Which one? The one in Oxford?
No, that's fine. We have a ton of people coming for that because that's kind of a party. I mean, we've got Donnie and Jake. It's Friday. Okay. Yeah, we've got Donnie and Jake and like Hunters. Like we got a lot of people coming to that. That's not really a problem.
May I suggest Ubering to the square about 7 hours early?
It's 11 to 1. It's during the day. It's the lunch hours.
Yeah, you'll be okay. I met someone for lunch on Friday.
It was a mess.
And oh my God.
Yeah. It was a bit of a mess. Tomorrow afternoon it'll start getting on us. Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday?
Yeah, that's when it really starts.
Probably so.
I hope there's a crowd in Tupelo. That bothers me a little bit. Which my expectations are different though versus an Oxford or a Jackson. I mean, I understand that going in. There's a couple others that have asked for signings that I'm probably going to say no to at least one of them because I just don't think it makes sense for me travel and enough people showing up. Because I even did that with the first book. There was 2 or 3 where I said, nah, I don't think that scratches.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple markets where I think we don't get asked that we could do stuff in. Like I think I could do one in Nashville and get people.
Oh.
I still need to get Memphis lined up on this one. I don't have Memphis lined up yet. So yeah, there's Forrest Gump robbed Shawshank of Best Picture. That is correct. 94 was a hell of a year with movies. Like you go back.
It's a hell of a year.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Yeah, it's going to be a zoo in town on Friday. That's.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Well,
because I was up there last Friday and it was pretty zoo-ish.
Well, I figured out a little bit, and we're going to get off this. I know nobody gives a crap. Someone's LSU weekend. Last comment. I figured out a little on people's habits on book signings on when they will come and not come because I've had them at different hours on game weekends before, and that 11 to 1 does far better than like a 4 to 6 or 5 to 6:30 because they're already in like that dinner mode.
Well, they're in happy
on the
mode.
evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not going to come hang around and chat on the books. You're much better at the 11 to 1 window.
Yeah. You want to get to people before they've started drinking. Not once they've had a couple pops.
Somebody says get a dual signing with Steve going and start. Well, the John Evans, who is a wonderful human being at Lemuria and Jackson, he wanted a dual signing with Steve the last time, and we both politely declined that offer to do a dual signing.
Steve's had real success with his books. People can say what they want.
No, I have said this. I completely credit him on understanding market, on understanding what sells, and knowing what I do about the small publishing or self-publishing business. Steve has made a hefty little profit a lot of years with these book releases. Like for all the whatever, that's not one I'll ever take a shot at ever because that is one he's been able to turn that into some cash.
He's a very smart guy. He's a very good reporter. You can question his style of writing because it's very fan based, but he's a very good writer. I'm not surprised that he's having book success.
Yes, he's had book success. His latest book was on the sports panel at the Mississippi Book Festival with our book a couple weeks ago. Whatever, I think The Dude is his latest. He wrote a biography of Duty Noble. I think that's his most recent. So yeah. Anyway, all right. Ole Miss. LSU. Okay, we're going to go to Isaac here in a little bit, but Jace, do you find book signings to be awkward at times? Yeah, but they can be. I mean, look, a book signing is incredibly awkward when nobody's there. I mean, that's the answer. If you got a crowd in a line, it's kind of fun. I mean, you're just talking to people and signing, and I mean, you're just hanging out. It's not a big deal. But no, it can be awkward as hell. I mean, you have like a lag for like 15, 20 minutes when you're just kind of sitting there with a Sharpie in your hand.
You can read your book.
Read my book.
See,
I've gone around and browsed in the bookstores and stuff. Well, I've got time to kill. It's fine. I tell you, my biggest thing is, my handwriting is awful. I should have been a doctor, I was told, because of how bad my handwriting is. And I had a pen in the first book that I really liked that kind of helped with the signature a little bit. And this is a gloss book, so I can't use a pen. I have to use a Sharpie.
Oh.
And it's hurting my signature. I'm having a hard time with the Sharpie.
I used to have great handwriting. Mrs. Anderson would be very disappointed to see my handwriting now. She taught us cursive in the 3rd grade. and she was a stickler for you did it right. And it led to very good handwriting. I had very good penmanship. Now it's pretty shaky. Now when I watch my kids sign something, I'm like, my God, I'm like Picasso compared to y'all. But she would be very disappointed if she saw my handwriting today.
Well, it's a couple different things. I'm left-handed. Left-handed people historically have worse handwriting because we push, we don't pull. When you talk about the pen and the way it works, there is a difference in that. And then a lot of people turn their hand all the way around, which creates issues when you're left-handed. You do that. And kids only learn cursive if you have an over eager teacher to teach it, or you learn it at home. It's not in the standard curriculum right now.
I started to say something. I'm gonna bite my tongue.
They can't read it as part of the problem. I will write in cursive sometimes, and some of the people can't read it. Is the issue. But my handwriting has been horrible. My father had impeccable handwriting, and I was always very envious of that. Like it was one thing that I wish I did, because I write a lot of thank you notes, and you don't know how many I trash because I mess up something halfway through it and don't like it, and I just start throwing them away. I'll only use about 40% of the thank you notes that I actually own, because I will use 2 or 3 per note. I'll get pissed off and not like what it looks like. Yeah. That's why you need left-handed notebooks. The spiral's on the other side.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just saying. Again, if it's your first podcast, I'm sorry today. Ole Miss LSU coming up Saturday. What'd you make of Lane yesterday? We got about 10 minutes.
I thought he was in a really good mood. Thought he answered questions honestly, which he normally does. I mean, that's why I said last week when people are like, what do you think? I'm like, I think he told the truth. Turns out that he kind of didn't. But yesterday, I felt like he answered it honestly.
He gave a perfect answer to the situation. But now here's the problem: is that 100% is pretty, pretty iffy as they move forward.
And let's be clear on something. I don't want this to come across as preachy at all, but I'm just being real. These are not football robots. These are human beings. If you don't think Austin Simmons' ego is bruised right now, you're not a person. You're not a human being.
Of course.
You are operating in an era where players can and do leave quickly. One of your quarterbacks has no eligibility remaining, and one does. Now, do I think that's going to factor into the decision for Saturday? I don't. Do I think it factors into what Lane says publicly? I do. And it should. Because you're doing 2 things when you're a head coach. One, you're coaching a team. 2, you're the CEO of a program. The program continues past Saturday, win or lose. They're going to wake up on Sunday inside the Manning, I'm assuming, inside the Manning Center, they're going to watch film and they're going to move to the next game. They're going to have recruiting going on. There's going to be all these things that are happening with your program after the LSU game hits zeros.
W or L.
Right. So you are doing 2 things. And so when he stands up there at that podium on Monday afternoon, he is the head coach of a team that's playing a football game on Saturday, and he is the CEO of a program that will continue past Saturday. Saturday's not a finite thing, except it is. It's a big game. He's going to play the quarterback that he thinks gives him the best chance to win. From a messaging standpoint, he does have to nuance this some.
He nuanced it. He gave himself outs either way. He also gave an honest thing. When Austin is 100% and completely void of any issues, then he's the starting quarterback. And I think that's what Ole Miss and everybody believes. It's what Siski was trying to say that got so bastardized on Saturday night. And Lane, I thought you had the right observation about Lane and LSU yesterday. He did everything to try to flip some 2024 Ole Miss pressure on LSU.
Yeah.
You paid for all this teams. You're awesome. You paid all the money. Coach them up. Now go win the game, big boy. It's on you.
Yeah, I mean, he took the playful dig, but that's true. that the three coaches before Brian Kelly won national titles. And they did. Nick Saban won a national title. Les Miles won a national title. Ed Orgeron, as crazy as it sounds, may have coached the best team in the history of college football to a national title.
It's true.
Those things happened.
Yeah. There was an inherent sentence there of, hey, you don't have a title, Chief.
Yeah. Brian Kelly has not won a title. Certainly hasn't won one at LSU. And so, there was some gamesmanship there. None of that will matter at all on Saturday. Zero. So sometimes I kind of like the way that we handled the Monday press conference. Almost kind of have a little fun with it because it doesn't matter. But, I thought he was confident. I regret not asking about his daughter dating Whit Weeks. I thought about it.
For people that I really respect because you don't know anything about this, and I wish I did not know anything about this, the quick situation here is that a couple weeks ago, I think the day that LSU played Louisiana Tech, so was that 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Whatever week that
Roughly.
was. Landry, in a social media clip with Whit Weeks' sister, I believe,
That's correct,
mentioned her boyfriend being Whit Weeks, the star LSU linebacker.
I think Whit's sister is either like a middle schooler or
she was very young,
early in high school.
Correct. They were doing a get ready for game day video that Lane does with Landry from time to time. Yes, correct. Yes. That is true.
This is how I learned about this.
I 100% hated myself because I went looking for it last night to verify some of these things, and
I didn't have to. I have people in my life who live on TikTok who said, "Hey, did you see this?"
Okay, so then this week, she puts up a photo of herself with Week. She's sitting in his lap in a chair somewhere. I don't know. And as the internet has said, she hard launched their relationship was the wording that has been
that's correct.
That has been used, which does make sense. I did understand the hard launch situation.
It's announcing that
not just alluding, but going, hey, here we are.
Yes, it's announcing that they are an
the
item.
Week that Whit Weeks and LSU visit Oxford and play Ole Miss. Like, it's college football. It's Lane. It's this entire.
Do you think this would cut anything if I just would this do it?
Yeah, Lane retweets or quote tweets the
looking for something
photo
sharp
or the article and says take the over. I mean, we're in a simulation. Like, I don't know. It's ridiculous, and kind of makes me so happy that it's so stupid all at the same time. I mean, it should be our dream, but it's just
certainly
weird.
It's certainly the more refreshing aspect of social media as opposed to the people who are taking photos of players from last year's game who are no longer with us.
Good God.
Man, some of you, y'all got to stop. Y'all got to stop.
Yeah, the fringe of the fan bases were discussing deceased players yesterday.
I mean, go take a breath, man.
Yeah.
I promise you it's going to be okay one way or the other. I can't decide which bothers me more, that or some of the people on the Cubs beat who are having a moral dilemma about what to do about Matt Shaw attending his friend's funeral who was murdered. It doesn't matter what his political beliefs are. His friend was murdered. He went to his friend's funeral. It just makes him a friend. It's not a judgment on his morality. Whew. I really can't decide which one bothers me more. I think the Shaw thing bothers me more because it's professionals that should know better.
Well, I mean, anytime professionals do something versus fans, yes, that is.
When it's younger fans who are just nuts right now, I kind of give them a pass. But I don't know. Will it matter to the game? Of course not. Whit Weeks is going to play football. He's a good football player. It just is immaterial.
Is it a distraction in any way? From any angle? I know I'm asking a stupid question.
Okay. If it were anyone but Lane, I would say this week is becoming a distraction. He's got the video, the documentary coming out tomorrow night.
Frankly, Lane doesn't perform overly well when he's crazy confident.
That's true.
History says when he's this level of
get your popcorn
whatever,
ready.
That didn't go well.
But that's the only one. In 6 years, it's the only game that I think he thought they were going to win that they didn't win.
because he'd felt very confident the way they played the year before against them, and they hung
Yeah.
in there and the whole deal.
Like when they went to Athens and got their ass kicked, he knew that was coming.
100%.
They've lost a couple of games that I think he thought they would win, but like
he was playing correct and being honest mind games with Brian Kelly yesterday.
Yeah. Even the Mississippi State game, the Leach
And he
game,
was annoyed by the question about the LSU thing and decided to the statement.
It wasn't a question. Well, to prove that he was annoyed, because I asked him about the Oklahoma being a permanent opponent thing, and he's like,
he didn't think he could comment on it because the league had not released it.
But then he came at the end and commented on it, which
he's done twice in 3 weeks or whatever.
To
now.
me,
yeah,
which I think is a sign that I don't know whether he likes me or not. I don't think that's immaterial. I think that's immaterial, but I think he respects the job that I do, and he was acknowledging that you're right. By the way, just so you know, you're right. And he was like, "Has that been reported? Do you have inside knowledge?" And I was like, "No." And Chris Lowe, I said, "You know, Chris." Which he kind of started to laugh, like, "Yeah, I mean, like, what are we doing?"
But yes, the I'm going to be fast. We're going to move on. We're going to talk to Isaac in a second. Yeah, Harry asked you basically. Sorry, Harry told him that LSU was really, really important. So Lane's not verbatim comment was, "Well, we'll really try now. Then we'll practice and game plan." And then and then there was a question that followed up and goes, "Hey, my second question." And he goes, "No, it's your first question. That wasn't a question."
Well, I'm the one that muttered when it happened. The streak is alive.
Every year.
The streak lives on.
Every year. So
wow. I mean, just
yeah.
And it doesn't matter. It's one of those things where you wish someone would be like, "Hey, come on. This is not the place." Because it's not the place. But I had contemplated asking.
I mean, he was even throwing shrapnel at Keith in this. Yeah. I mean, he decided to go after Keith for a minute.
Well, I think the Keith part was because he felt like he had taken the knife and gone a little too deep.
Yeah.
I almost asked him, and I kind of regret that I didn't. I was going to lead it with, "I hate myself for asking this."
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But then what would even the question be? Your daughter is dating a football player that happens to play on another team? Yeah. I mean, okay.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I mean, there's nothing controversial.
No, you'd have to ask it more of, "Hey, did you see that one coming?" Like, I mean, yeah, and you're doing whatever. So,
I mean, now it is interesting. I will say this: the only part that's interesting about the whole thing, Whit Weeks seems to be a really nice young man.
Yeah, whatever.
And from all accounts, I don't know her, but I do know people. Some of Caroline's friends know her, and they rave about Landry Kiffin. Rave about her. Say she's just an absolutely wonderful young lady. And I believe them based on the caliber of the girls that tell me that. So the fact that those two are interested in one another and are dating a little bit doesn't surprise me and isn't, frankly, news. Okay. Yeah. Young man dates young woman. That is not above the fold on the New York Times this morning.
No.
I guess maybe it would be at the New York Times, but I regress. The fact that they announced it publicly on
this week,
Tuesday of this week, as opposed to Tuesday of next week, is interesting.
Yeah, I potentially have a couple of theories, but
okay.
we'll discuss maybe later. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to Isaac in a minute. Before we do that, let me tell you the show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Maybe some of you guys need this as we turn to funny places for support. Not everyone's a therapist. I mean, like here at MPW Digital. Not everyone is the one. Find your right match with BetterHelp. We've all done it before, turning baristas, hairdressers, random strangers in the bathroom, podcasters for life advice. As much fun as it is to talk about everyday topics, when you're looking for help with relationships, anxiety, depression, and other clinical issues, may not have all the right answers. Instead, get guidance from a credentialed therapist online with BetterHelp. They work according to a strict code of conduct, fully licensed in the U.S., completely online. You can pause your subscription whenever you need to, switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Listeners get 10% off the first month at BetterHelp.com/MPW. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MPW.
We're also brought to you by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating, different names, same great people, products, and services. If you live in Oxford, Batesville, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer, 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, or the surrounding area, call Southern, 662-429-4429. Oxford locals, Ole Miss families, if you need dry cleaning and laundry done right, Lapel's Dry Cleaning has you covered, proudly serving the Oxford community since 2016. Lapel's takes care of everything from suits and formal dresses to comforters and everyday laundry. Even better, they offer free pickup and delivery to make life easier. Just call 662-638-3149 to be added to their pickup and delivery route, or visit them at 3010 Old Taylor Road, right across from the Mark Condominiums. Mention Rebels 24/7 or MPW Digital for 50% off your first order. Trust Lapels to keep you looking your best. We're presented by ENT Physicians of North Mississippi. As the largest private ENT practice in the state, their goal is simple: delivering fast, expert, comprehensive care for patients of all ages with ENT, allergy, sinus, dizziness, balance, and voice-related needs, with same-day or next-day appointments with ENT urgent care for that annoying cough or sore throat, in-office CT scans, and same-day allergy testing, with access to their comprehensive audiology team offering a full range of services from hearing aids and custom hearing protection to potential surgical options. ENT Physicians of North Mississippi are committed to removing barriers to care. They now have new locations in New Albany and Starkville, in addition to Tupelo, Corinth, and more. Get more details at entnorthmississippi.com or call 662-844-6513. Are you retiring soon? How long should you wait to take Social Security? What accounts should you pull from first? Are you already retired? Should you consider Roth conversions? These are just some of the questions that can only be answered with a personalized retirement income plan. Andrew Sego Wealth Management, specializes in helping folks just like you come up with their retirement game plan. Whether you meet at his office in Collierville or prefer Zoom from anywhere, schedule a free discovery meeting. See what he can do for you. It's rebelsretire.com.
Podcast also brought to you by the firm. Does your home and auto insurance keep going up? Let the folks at the firm, a proud Liberty Mutual and Safeco Insurance agency partner, take a look. Find Ole Miss alum Brian Hayden. The firm services the entire Southeastern Conference. Let their team of licensed professionals review your insurance needs and put together coverages that protect you and your family without breaking the bank. Schedule a consultation, 662-236-1101, or email staff@thefirmsouth.com. That's 662-236-1101, staff@thefirmsouth.com. Podcast also brought to you by Northeast Spark, the fastest, most reliable fiber internet option available, whether you're streaming the Rebels or connecting with family and friends. Spark offers both residential and business packages with speeds up to 2 gigabits. To learn more, register for service, nespark.com. NeSpark, get connected, stay local. We'll get Isaac on in 1 second. We'll get going with former Rebel, former Lion. Isaac, how's it going, bud?
It's going good. How y'all doing?
Long time no see, man. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, it has been a long time. I actually haven't been back to Oxford yet, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully I can go catch a game this year.
So catch people up on what you've been doing since you finished your playing career at Ole Miss.
Since I finished at Ole Miss, I had a stint in the NFL. Well, actually, I'm still in the NFL. I'm just a free agent now. But I signed undrafted to the Detroit Lions, and I was there all of last season on the practice squad, and I was able to get elevated for a couple games against the Cowboys and against the Vikings. So that was really cool. That was really fun to get some experience like that. Going into this off season, I was with the Lions again through camp, and unfortunately, I was released after camp. But now I'm just staying in shape, waiting for my next opportunity. Really,
that jump to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
How can you describe it to someone like me who never made it past high school? What is that? What is that jump like?
It's definitely a shock. You go from being a guy who's at the top of his league to kind of being a middle of the pack to bottom of the pack guy, depending on where you're drafted and things like that. There's a lot of guys there who are faster, stronger, bigger, and you really have to hone in on the little things that separated you in college and like amplify them to the next level in order to even make a slight impact in the NFL. One thing that surprised me a lot was, like, you know how in Madden you'll see guys who are like 70 overall, 75 overall, and in the game you're thinking, oh, they're not that good. But then you see them in person and you're like, if that's a 70 overall, then what's a 99, you know? So, and then being able to see guys like Aiden Hutchinson, and, you know, that's a real that's a real dog right there. And you're like, okay, so there's levels to this, and there's something, there's different there's different types of guys in the league. You know, there's those top star guys, and they really show it when you see them in person, as opposed to just seeing it on TV and seeing it day to day. And so yeah, I would just say the main difference is just the talent is kind of outrageous in the league.
Neal and I are both big Dan Campbell fans. What's he kind of like day to day?
Exactly how he is in the press conferences. He's very honest, very blunt with you, straightforward, and also very passionate. Like you can tell he really cares a lot in terms of winning games and being accountable as a coach for his mistakes and players' mistakes and things like that. And he never points the blame at anyone else. He always takes it on his shoulders. And a lot of times you think it's a cliche coach thing to do, but now he really believes that if we lose a game or something doesn't go the right way, it's on his shoulders, and that he didn't do a good job of preparing us. So when you know you got a coach who believes in you and leans on you and will fight with you and take that responsibility on his own back, that's why guys love playing for him, and the guys have been able to rally behind him and play even above their skill level when they're playing for him.
So I want to ask you something. We're going to get into some schematic stuff, some Ole Miss, some LSU. You obviously have played in Pete Golding defense. Before we do that, though, we talk about the average fan. We're just kind of watching the ball and whatnot. When you're sitting on your couch, are you watching the lines of scrimmage first? Are you watching the ball? Like, how do you just watch a game when you're hanging out?
Most of the time, I'm watching the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
One, it's usually the thing you can see the most of, and because I play D-line, that's just kind of where my eyes naturally gravitate. And a lot of times, when you're watching the line of scrimmage, that's really where most of the action is, and that's where the game is won and lost. And when you can see the different schemes and fronts and the way people are rushing and the way offensive line sometimes can be leaning on the defensive line, I mean, that really tells the tide of how the game's going. So that's really where I like to focus.
So it's the one thing I get right watching games. The first two series of every game, I watch nothing but the lines, like both teams. I'll watch Saturday. I'll watch LSU's first offensive possession and Ole Miss's first offensive possession, and watch the lines. And I can predict the winner 9 out of 10 times. Right, you can just about nail it. There will be times that you get it wrong, but like Saturday, I had it on Ole Miss Tulane, and I literally started working on my column right there. Like, this game is not going to be competitive. This is not going to be close. It's nothing against Tulane. It's nothing against John Summerall or the people there. A lot of really good coaches on that staff, but they did not have the personnel at the line of scrimmage to compete in that game.
No, yeah, definitely. I agree. That's the biggest thing when you're talking about SEC. It's like the size and not only the size, but the depth of being able to bring in guys on the D-line and rotate and come in who are just as good as the guys who are the starters. And being able to have those fresh legs and have that size at the line of scrimmage, it makes such a big difference.
This might be a tough question to necessarily answer, but again, you've played in this defense, played for Pete Golding, and in 2023, you tied with Cedric Johnson for the most quarterback pressures of anybody on that team for the season. A team that won 11 games, the most in program history. He had 5 sacks. Ole Miss only has 4 sacks as a team through these 4 games. They have gotten to the quarterback, but they have not finished plays. Not blitzing a ton. What do you sort of see? I mean, is this a schematic thing? Is this just a team in a defensive line that has to learn how to finish? Do you have to learn how to finish? I mean, how does that sort of work to convert pressures into actual hits and sacks on the quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times what people don't think about is the sacks are sometimes can be based on the quarterback. Because a lot of the quarterback who likes to pat the ball a lot and things like that. And there's so many things that go into sacks as opposed to just winning your one-on-one rush. And that's why you can have situations where the guys are getting there a lot but just not finishing with the sack. Obviously, it's still causing pressure on the quarterback and disrupting throws. But getting them on the ground is the biggest thing. But yeah, a lot of times the quarterback, and whether there's someone who likes to get the ball out quick and is an antsy guy, kind of like a Tom Brady. versus Lamar Jackson. Like if you guys watched the game last night with the Lions, Lamar Jackson was holding the ball a lot, whereas some other quarterbacks would have thrown that away. So then the sack numbers would look different, but the pressures would kind of look the same. So a lot of times that's what factors into it. And then also when you're not bringing pressure, sometimes it's hard to just constantly win your one-on-ones like that. When you're bringing pressure, like simulated pressures and dropping the end or things like that, or bringing six and stuff like that, that can help a lot with getting more sacks. So I feel like if you can dial up the aggressiveness, those numbers will definitely go up.
What do you sort of see as the base tenets of Pete's defense? Like just in general on a game level, what is he trying to do?
I would say he's trying to limit points, but he's not really too worried about the yards. I mean, that's what he used to tell us all the time. It's like they're going to get yards, they can get all the yards, but stopping them from scoring is the biggest thing. Kind of like a bend, don't break type of mentality, especially when you got an offense that you know can light it up. Being able to stop points is really the main thing that he focused on, as opposed to like the yardage numbers. So, and I think that shows in the way he calls the game and the way they're able to, the way they play.
You know, I know there's a lot to this game coming up on Saturday. A lot of different things. We're going to talk about Ole Miss's quarterback situation until we're blue in the face, probably. I don't really think that's where this game's going to be decided. You know, it's funny. A year ago, Ole Miss had an unquestionably elite defensive line. LSU had an unquestionably elite offensive line. There's a bunch of guys from that matchup a year ago that are in the NFL today. I mean, Walter Nolan, Will Campbell, the list goes on. This year, it's a different deal. I think Ole Miss's defensive line is good. I'm not sure that it's proven to be elite yet. LSU's offensive line is replacing a lot of new people. They've had some injuries. They've had their struggles. I think this game, when I put my binoculars on LSU's offensive series against Ole Miss's defensive series the first couple of times, I think I'm going to have a pretty good feel as to which way this game's going, because one of those units is going to have to control the other, and I think that part's kind of a coin flip right now. Do you agree or disagree, or kind of how do you see that?
No, I definitely can see that, because like you said, no group has necessarily shown a dominance through these first few games. So it's really going to be who can establish that dominance in the beginning. Because like you said, in those first couple of series, that's when you really get a feel for what this game is going to be. I mean, I know when I'm playing, if they get in that first series and they're running the ball down our throat and they go and score, you're like, oh shit, this is how this it's going to be one of those games. So I think being able to, whoever can establish their dominance in the beginning of the game, like you said, in the first couple of series, that's exactly how I see this one going.
So when you watch LSU's offensive front, I don't know how much of an opportunity you've gotten to watch them. How much of this is just a lack of chemistry, a lack of cohesion? How much of this is a bunch of new guys, or how much of this might be, hey, for all of the hits that they got in the portal, maybe they had some misses in the portal on the offensive front?
Yeah, I mean, all those things factor into it. I mean, especially when you're talking earlier in the season, offensive linemen not being used to playing next to a certain guy. I mean, you'd be surprised how much that factors in, just knowing when a guy is going to let a guy go. The communication, over, in, when they're passing off twist games and things like that. Knowing how long a guy's going to stay on a double team before he climbs to the linebacker. Those are all things that factor into how cohesive a line like that can play. And that's why when you see offensive linemen playing, they're playing the whole game. Like you don't see them subbing in and out like a defensive line, because you're so used to playing with that guy and knowing his tendencies that when you're first starting out and getting used to playing with him, you can have some growing pains and things like that. So you don't want to switch that out constantly. So yeah, I would say not playing together is probably the biggest thing, and getting used to that chemistry of being next to that guy.
Can you attack that in a way as a defensive front? I mean, you pick up on those things in film study and notice that they're not communicating well, or in what ways they're not communicating. I mean, can that play into a game plan at all, even if it's just individually sort of how you attack on each play?
Yeah, 100%. Because when we're going into a game, especially when we were with Coach Joyner, when I was with Coach Joyner, big thing he talked about is the sets of the offensive lineman. So if you have a tackle who sets out a lot and he's leaving his guard on an island, then we would run a lot of exit games where he's like, oh, the defensive end will go in, pick the guard because he's on an island, and then the defensive tackle will wrap around. But if you got a tackle who likes to give that inside hand to the guard and stay more tighter on his drop, then some of those games wouldn't work out because the B gap wouldn't be open. So things like that in film study, when you're looking at it, you can exploit that.
What do you see from this Ole Miss defensive line so far?
I see potential for sure in terms of athletes. And I played with Xavier Harris, big dude, tall dude. I mean, he's a lot better than he was when I was playing with him. But, I mean, yeah, I see potential there. I see guys who can get to the quarterback. It's just a matter of that finish, like you say. I mean, I think a lot of times the difference between that and between a quarterback hit and a quarterback sack is, like I said, the quarterback holding the ball, but then also that last little burst or getting used to comfortable with your body and the way you're moving throughout the season. And it comes as the season gets going. I mean, when we were playing a couple of years ago, we started the season, we weren't getting a bunch of sacks, but then it started to pick up towards the end of the season. So that's what I think, that give them some more games. I think they're going to really start getting home.
Obviously, Garrett Nussmeier came into the season he still is getting a lot of first round hype. Some people were talking about him in the Heisman competition.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing hurt. Can you tell watching him that he's playing through an injury, or does he still look like the same Garrett Nussmeier from the last season?
I would say in the first game he looked like the same, and then I mean, there's little things here and there where it's like, oh, is he running as hard as he was, like in terms of when he's getting close to the sideline and things like that, or is he holding in the pocket as much and standing there as opposed to like trying to get out and being a little antsy. But I feel like from what I've seen, he's still playing like the same player. Still has command of his guys, and still looks like he's confident in the way he's playing. I mean, this last game against I think they played Southeast Louisiana last game. Obviously not a SSC opponent, but like I think he looked pretty good in that game. But I'd be interested to see how he does against Ole Miss this week, because it's a lot of pressure on that game, and I think you'll be able to see pretty early if it's bothering him and the way he's delivering the ball, and if he's getting really antsy in the pocket and not trying to take hits. But yeah,
it's the other reason I think this is the literally the matchup in this game is, Taylor Green, no disrespect to him. I mean, he had a really good game against Ole Miss, but he's not the most accurate passer in the world. You can get away with some mistakes. Tulane was it was a complete mismatch. There was a whole lot Jake Retzlaff could do, and then on top of that, he was not the most accurate passer, certainly not down the field. Nussmeier can beat you with his arm. I mean, he's done it. He's beaten teams with his arm. Whether you sack him or not, obviously you want to sack him, but if you don't disrupt him and you let him go through progressions with the receiving core that they have, the talent that they have going against Ole Miss's DBs, you're not going to be able to cover those guys 5-6 seconds. I think this is where the game gets decided right there. Because you know what?
Yeah.
Lane's going to get his points, right? They're going to do, you know what Ole Miss is going to do offensively. To me, this is where the wild card is. I mean, LSU's offense has had some struggles, but it's still an offense that has a lot of talent, and it's quarterbacked by a guy that NFL people love.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when you got a guy he's like the type of guy you don't want to let you don't want him to start the game 5 for 5. Like, you don't want him to get that confidence going that he can dissect the defense, because then once he's comfortable, he's one of them guys, he can sit back there, he can read your coverage. But if you get him off base and you start throwing different pressures at him and things like that and get him nervous and skittish in the pocket, then you've seen that he'll make mistakes. And then I feel like, and that's what you have to do if you're Ole Miss. I mean, you got to send pressure. I mean, you got to get him off his spot. You can't let him just sit back there and dissect the DBs, because he's shown that he will do that.
It's kind of out of college football for the most part, but LSU's a really heavy screen team. As a defensive lineman, how are you sort of having that in the back of your mind throughout the game?
You got to remember that you're not that good. So if you come scot free, your antennas need to be up. Like something's going on. Um, I feel like, and honestly, this is one of the biggest proponents for stopping the screen is the retrace of the defensive line. So that's going to be big. So you just have to have that antenna up in your head that if you get through the line too easy, you got to plant, retrace, and be able to make plays on the screen.
So you're putting your foot in the ground and then trying to follow back to whatever went by you?
Yeah.
That's the layman way to explain that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I guess that's true. They just move out of the way and you go, hey, this probably wasn't the way I was supposed to be going around this place right now. That wasn't right. We got to
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And Nussmeier, I mean, Lane's been obsessed with it. He keeps talking about the Sunderine Perkins play from last year where Perkins had him. And while Nussmeier doesn't run, he only has one design run on the season. He does move in the pocket really well to extend plays and kind of stay in the pocket. I assume in some ways that's almost more frustrating than a running quarterback that you know is just going to take off as a guy who can kind of sit there, evade, and still keep his eyes down the field.
Yeah, because in that instance, the DB's got a plaster. Because a lot of times when they see a quarterback running, and if he's getting closer to the line of scrimmage, some DBs might let off and start watching the ball. And that's the worst thing you can do as a DB. You always got to plaster to your man when you see the quarterback scrambling and getting out. If a guy's just a more of a running mentality quarterback, I mean, he's going to be running, so then they're going to come off. But if it's a guy who's looking to pass and you come off, that's when it can get real dangerous.
I mentioned him right there, and I know he was a young guy when you were with him, but what do you sort of see at the next level out of Centurion Perkins?
I mean, I see a versatile player in terms of, and in a good way, whereas that sometimes you can see guys who are kind of like tweeners. They're playing on the edge, but then also playing linebacker. It's kind of, you see it kind of hurt their game. But I think for him, it's something that will definitely translate really, really well. Obviously, he's going to have to put some weight on, but I think his versatility, his ability to be someone who can spy, but then also just come off the edge and just run straight by people, almost like a Micah Parsons type of, obviously he's not as big as Micah, but like a Micah Parsons type of skill set, being able to play linebacker and play on the edge. I mean, honestly, when he was playing with me, I was like, wow, this is the fact that he was a freshman doing all this stuff was kind of crazy. And he's just built on that.
You mentioned Xavier. He's the guy I kind of love to watch him in the binoculars because he's so disruptive. That's not always been the case, as you referenced. What is it that he's done that's allowed him to elevate his game? Is it as simple as just kind of growing up?
Yeah, I would say growing up, getting reps under your belt, I think it's invaluable when you're playing defensive line. Just getting used to the movements, getting used to striking pad level, getting lower, and just getting a better feel for what offenses are trying to do based on backfield sets and offensive lineman sets and things like that. Because you can read a lot. The offensive linemen tell you where the ball is going. And seeing it on film is one thing, but being able to be on the field and feel the weight of the offensive lineman when they're moving a certain way, feeling their head movements and things like that. That is, I feel like something that has helped him, just getting them reps under his belt. And then belief from the coaches. I mean, that's a big thing too. You know, even when he would struggle sometimes when he was younger, Coach Joyner is a great coach at motivating and instilling confidence in players. And I think when you have a coach that believes in you, can teach you and coach you well, and you start building that confidence, I think we're just seeing the fruits of that labor right now.
What are kind of the couple things you remember from that game 2 years ago? I mean, the home team has been winning this game of late, and you guys down 2 possessions there in the fourth quarter came back to pull it out in a pretty remarkable environment. What sticks out to you?
They were scoring fast. That's what sticks out to us. I mean, their offense was like electric in the sense where they were scoring like 3 plays on some drives, and you're like, you don't even know what happened. It's like you just got hit with a haymaker. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing I remember is that it came down to the end, and it came down to, even though we let up a lot of points, it came down to the defense being able to make a stop in the end. And I think that's the biggest thing. You know, the offense is going to score. You know, they're going to keep putting up the points. It's just when can the defense buckle down and get a stop? And I feel like that's the biggest thing I remembered from that game, just the defense having to come through and finish it at the end.
Was it hard in that game to keep your confidence? I mean, Jaden Daniels once he got going, he was on. I mean, that electric that day, as you said, and they had weapons everywhere and NFL linemen. I mean, it had to feel like, man, we are getting punched.
No, yeah, you definitely could feel it. But what's interesting about it is when you have an offense like we did, and like Lane Kiffin has been having these past few years, you always have that confidence that your offense is going to be able to score. So like even when the opposing team is rallying off points, you're always like, if we can just get that one stop that puts us a possession ahead in terms of the back and forth scoring, then we know we got a chance to win the game. So like, even though it sucks to let up all those points, in the back of your head, you're like, okay, we just got to get one stop. They got to make one mistake, one turnover, one this, and then we can separate ourselves.
You got a gut feeling on this one Saturday?
I'm always going to roll with Ole Miss, man, always. So, yeah, I mean, my gut's telling me that they're going to be able to pull it off.
You expect high scoring, or is this a low scoring game? Kind of just how do you sort of see the game playing out a little bit?
I would say it'd be a middle to low 30s, I would think. I don't think it'll be that's tough. I mean, you never know with this team because you never know. They could just throw out it could be like 45 to 50 something, but my gut is telling me it's going to be a low 30s type of game.
Last thing, Isaac, and look forward to talking to you next time. Really appreciate you hanging out with us this season on MPW Digital. But, we mentioned Jaden Daniels for a second there. They talked about his size and all that stuff, and he comes out, though, and he's just so dynamic in the NFL. When you're watching him, I mean, was it clear, hey, this is NFL quarterback. This is a guy that can quickly adapt to that level from 2 years ago?
Yeah, because the mentality. And a lot of times they say the biggest thing about a quarterback is from the neck up, like their ability to perform under pressure, read defenses, be able to make a mistake. Like when he got smacked by Deja, fumbled the ball, and then came back and was still dicing stuff up. It's your ability to be resilient mentally, physically, take hits, and him still being able to make plays. I think he showed clearly when I was watching him. And then seeing him in the leagues too, it's like he was clearly above where he was, like in terms from a mental standpoint. He was above a college player. He was ready for the league when he played us, and he just showcased that last year and then coming into this year. But yeah, I definitely knew the moment I played against him.
Yeah, I've told this story. I've had one-on-one opportunities with both of those guys, Jaden and Jackson Dart, and you walk away from that. You don't even have to know a whole lot about football to walk away from that going, those are two individuals who have it, that in spades. I mean, they are leaders. They're smart people. They see what they know what they're looking at on the field. They're charismatic. I mean, there's a lot of that, right? That, I mean, because you see a lot of really gifted athletes go into the NFL as quarterbacks and it not really work out. Or it kind of take a long time, and those are people like, I mean, I think Jaden's more physically talented than Jackson, but they both have so much of the stuff between the ears going for them. Yeah. It's hard. It's like hard to describe really, but you walk away from a conversation with Jaden Daniels and you're like, that is an impressive young man. I mean, that's the one thing you really think of, and Jackson was always the same way. There was just always a look in his eyes that you're like, that dude's he's unflappable,
Yeah.
You don't, when you play that position and you have big, strong people like you running at you all the time, trying to decapitate you. I mean, it would be easy to get flapped as opposed to flappable. I would get flapped pretty quick. I would be concerned for my safety. But those guys, there's just a difference. Like you saw it in the NFL game last night. Those were two guys that just have it, Lamar, Jared Goff. I mean, those are guys that they have some things, I guess, that you can't coach. And that's to me, that's the part with LSU this weekend that if I were Ole Miss, it's the one thing that would would – because I think Ole Miss is a better football team. I
Mm-hmm.
do. Nussmeier's one of those people that has it. And like you said, you cannot let him get going, because if you let him get going, he kind of becomes the car that's rolling down the hill. The more it rolls, the harder it's going to be to stop it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think when you, on Ole Miss standpoint, from Ole Miss standpoint, with their quarterback, because it's going to be Chambers, right? Or
I would assume.
I would be surprised if it's not Chambers.
Yeah. Yeah, and then him being an older guy who, even though he played in the D3, or was it D2?
D2.
I think it might have been D2, yeah. Even though he's coming from there, football is football. And when you got an older guy who has that experience, who's seen a lot of situations, and just his instant success, being able to step in and being able to produce on a high level, I think that's that thing you're talking about. When a guy has been able to be successful, and no matter what the level, he can come up and he still feels that comfortability or that ability to be himself and not be rattled. I think that's it, man.
Yeah, his performance in that Arkansas game, it's just the further you get away from it, the more you're kind of wowed by it, because it's his first start at that level. I know football's football, but like, there's a difference between facing Harding and facing Arkansas. I mean, as bad as Arkansas's defense is, it still has SEC athletes on it. And Arkansas comes out scoring. I mean, their first 5 possessions that day were a missed field goal and 4 touchdowns. I mean, you don't have a lot of margin for error. And he just played so poised and calm. It was really sort of remarkable to watch live. And then as you get away from it, you're like, wow, that was an amazing performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I mean, I was like, wow. I was like, who is this?
Yeah, so was I. I mean, a little bit. I mean, because in the preseason he said, hey, football's football. And you're like, yeah, right. Sure. But he showed it. He showed that, if you can play, you can play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's interesting because one thing about Coach Kiffin is, like, he'll play whoever is playing good. Like, in terms of a lot of coaches, it don't matter how much you play good. Our guy's our guy, regardless of what you do. But Coach Kiffin is like, whoever's the best player, he's going to put it out there. Like, whoever is playing them. It's like when he brought in Spence, when Dart was already the guy, he brought in Spencer Sanders. It's like, we don't care. Like, if he's playing better than you, he's going to play over you. So it's like things like that. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Appreciate it, bud. Let's do it again soon. We'll talk to you.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a good week.
You too. Appreciate it.
Isaac Ukwu, everybody, former Ole Miss Rebel, Detroit Lion. I didn't ask him there because I knew the answer. Yeah, UFL probably definitely an answer either way. But hopefully he gets back on an NFL roster here. He did play well during his limited time with the Lions last season. We'll continue in a second. First, tell you about New Albany Pharmacy and Solutions, newalbanypharmacy.com, 140 Fairfield Drive there in New Albany. You can contact them at 662-539-7777. Family-owned pharmacy with excellent service, wide range of gifts, and home decor, jewelry, and plenty more. You got Michael and Lauren Warren there, friends of mine. So help them out. Go by and see them. They'll help you out as well. If tell them you heard about them from MPW Digital. Get 15% off any non-medical purchase. Again, newalbanypharmacy.com.
Arnett's Fine Jewelry is a 4th-generation jeweler located in the old Layman's Jewelry Building on North Lamar Avenue in Oxford. They offer expert jewelry repair, diamond engagement rings, wedding bands, stackable diamonds, genuine stone bands, pearls, color stones, diamond jewelry, much, much more. It will be October, literally like a week from tomorrow. So it's starting to get into the holiday season. If you're thinking about jewelry for the holidays, Arnett's is a perfect place for that gift. Awesome gift for Christmas at Arnett's. They want to be your jeweler. We're brought to you by the College Corner. The LSU game is a wear red game. Plenty of polos and tees in stock. More than 4,000 square feet of the best Rebel gear in Oxford. So don't fight the traffic on the square or Jackson Avenue. Instead, go to their new location at the Oxford Commons across from the new Chick-fil-A. Plenty of parking is available. Their staff will have you in and out and on your way to the Grove and to the stadium. All the brands that you're looking for: Nike, Horn Legend, Champion, Antigua, just to name a few. I also have 2 locations in the Jackson area, one in Ridgeland by Fleet Feet, one in Flowood right by the Half Shell. And you can also visit collegecornerstore.com. We're also brought to you by Kaiser Flooring. Kick up the cozy in your home this season with new floors from Kaiser Flooring. As certified installers, they're proud to offer a wide range of options, including heated tile. In fact, did you know they even build showers, offering a lifetime warranty against leaking? Wherever you stand in your home, stand confidently thanks to the specialist at Kaiser Flooring. Visit Kaiser Flooring in Oxford or Batesville, or check them out online at kaiserflooring.com. When you work with Argent Wealth's 401k advisory services, you gain a valuable advisory team and time-saving resource that will help you develop and maintain a solid strategy for your retirement plan. They're committed to helping you with the personalized attention and involvement that you want and need. Their goal at Argent is to help you manage your 401k plan properly and ultimately improve your employees' retirement readiness. It's myargentwealth.com. And we're brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. If you are thinking about creating a special trip that creates a lifetime of unique memories, get in touch with John. Been in the travel business for more than 37 years. He has contacts that can help you create a trip that couldn't really probably do on your own. Just give him some parameters, give him a budget, let him give you some options. It's 901-494-3387 or jedwards@regencytravel.net.
A lot of you guys moving into Oxford, get a local mortgage broker that you can trust. The Jackson Graber Group, a GMFS Mortgage. That is John Graber in the Oxford office, local trusted mortgage lender right here in Oxford. Help all home buyers with first home, new construction, or refinance. Graduated from Oxford High School, Ole Miss alum, local in-house processing, underwriting, servicing, construction department. They know the local area. Don't worry about anybody out of range with that. Wide range of options, including conventional FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo. Licensed in many states, buying a home, refinancing, or just having mortgage questions. Again, gmfsmortgage.com/JGG. Or give them a call, 662-762-4502. All right, let's see. By the way, did you see this morning? What the hell was USC doing? They think just the Big Ten broadcast partners are going to go, yeah, you know what, go ahead, give another entity the game. No big deal. Did you see this?
I heard a little bit about Netflix and USC.
Yeah.
A little bit. I've not dug into it, but I did see some.
Netflix set off a firestorm last month when news leaked that the streamer was looking to pick up the rights to a Notre Dame USC game, despite Notre Dame being under contract with NBC and USC's rights being held by Fox, CBS, and NBC. They report that both Netflix and USC considered ways to circumvent these arrangements and honed in on the idea of scheduling the game at a neutral site like Mexico City or Las Vegas. The traditional partners went berserk, John Oren says, when they learned about the subterfuge. A flurry of phone calls, as one source described it. Big Ten officials immediately shut down the idea, and the conference made clear that USC was not allowed to sell media rights to individual non-conference games on their own, regardless of where they were played.
I mean, you don't know till you ask.
It seems extraordinarily naive that the school thought it had the rights to this kind of deal done. Perhaps, more than anything, though, the saga underscored how Netflix envisions its sports strategy, particularly as it relates to its plan to eventize live sports. Yeah, it's very much that Seinfeld of George sitting in there and goes, was that wrong? Was that not supposed to do that? Like, I mean, you got me. I don't know.
Hey, we're just exploring. Come on.
Just made a call. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's a new day. College sports. You never know.
Hey, SC, you're no longer in the Pac-12 where you just run everything. You're in the Big Ten now. You're not that important. You're down risk, right down range. It's not 2002 when Pete was running through everybody. Just telling you, different world.
Speaking of future games and TV rights and such, did you read anything into sort of I know the league's got a show tonight on the SEC network. They're going to talk an hour about future schedules, but did you read anything?
Because they're going to give the whole schedule too, right?
Right, for the next 3 years. 4 years.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Supposedly.
Okay. Ole Miss has 5 home games next year. It's all I got. I don't know anything else.
And they'll have 4 the year after that.
That's
but
correct.
Did you read anything into just kind of almost a laissez-faire attitude about, look, this doesn't really matter? Because I heard some people around the league kind of like, they cover the league, kind of going, no one really seems all that worked up about this. Like, number one, you're going to play everybody. But number two, this isn't going to last very long.
I think we've hit it's everything you're saying, and I think we have hit a range of people just going, God, just play the games. I don't care. Like at the end of the day, you got to play some good teams. Just do it, because look at any individual team. Like, yeah, if you project this out just based off who they haven't played in a while, again, I don't know how it's done. I have no clue how they're filling in the rest of these 6 games for Ole Miss next season. But if it's just replacing the current teams with those teams, Ole Miss is going to have a very difficult on-paper schedule the next 2 years.
But everybody is.
Well, it's 2 things, yes. And 2, you've played arguably the 3 worst teams in the league 2 years in a row, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Mississippi State.
Yeah.
So it just is going to balance back out. You played South Carolina, who was not known to be any power. I mean, you at some point, yes, you are going to get Missouri, Texas, and Tennessee. I mean, it just is what it is.
The only games I've heard are coming next year. I don't know if these are true. I've honestly, I haven't had the energy to explore it because I'm getting kind of mad at myself for sitting on the Arkansas thing and not reporting it.
You were bothered yesterday.
A little bit. I mean, not bothered. Irritated with
Irked at yourself.
Irked at myself that I knew for a fact that Arkansas and Ole Miss were not going to be permanent opponents, and I didn't report it. A little irritated. And now that I think about it, I'm kind of still irritated. Although it wouldn't have mattered at all. Like, that's not going to be the line on your resume.
No.
I've heard Tennessee's coming here. I've heard Kentucky's coming here.
Again? Kentucky again?
That's what I've heard.
Okay.
And I've heard that Ole Miss is going to Missouri.
And that's what the Kentucky leak schedules, I have no idea if they were right, but there were some leak schedules on a Kentucky website yesterday.
Nobody shot them down.
No, and it had Kentucky and Oxford next season.
I've heard Kentucky and Tennessee are coming here. Obviously, Mississippi State's coming here. Ole Miss will go to Baton Rouge.
I mean, I assume. I mean, there's no guarantee, but
I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I would too.
And after that, I don't know. Look, you play SEC schedule, it's going to be hard. And we're approaching a mini NFL phase. If at the end of McCready and Siskey yesterday, I owned that I was wrong on something. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong.
What happened?
Because I'm wrong a lot. I challenged Tyler last Thursday when he was like, all the front loading is about to end and there's not going to be as much money. And these NIL deals are getting turned down, the big ones that are stupid. And that there's going to be this kind of a equalizer effect. And I challenged him. And after I challenged him, I got some messages from people over the weekend saying he's right and I'm wrong. And the part that I was right about is that it is going to be an absolute blank show on the flip side of that when suddenly there are massive pay cuts coming. Because people just don't take pay cuts well, as a rule.
No, players don't really care that the market is doing some sort of change.
And not only that, but at the college level, the people who are representing these players, for the most part, are idiots. And they don't understand anything. And they're going to have a hard time communicating this to their clients who are 18, 19, 20 years old with family members who don't understand any nuance either.
I laughed, Doors. That was good. I did not see this tidbit. If Jay is correct, Grind saying maybe Georgia and Auburn are going to play in Atlanta to balance the rivalries off the 5-4 thing.
Oh,
I have no idea.
I don't know why they would do that. I mean, fine, but you're giving away a home game.
Yeah, Ole Miss probably headed to Oklahoma again.
Is that right?
Well, I'm just doing the math in my head. If those are correct, that would make sense. Again, I we'll see tonight. I don't know.
But that ought to be at night. Kidding. I don't care.
What if I told you had to put a 20 spot on when the LSU game is next year? You would say night.
Yeah, but I would say night because the TV people want it at night.
Well, that doesn't change, though. No matter who wants it, it doesn't change that is what happens. I mean,
right. I'm just kind of not the person that's the great conspiracy theorist as it pertains to the SEC office to picking.
But it doesn't have to be a conspiracy to say it is out of balance.
Sure,
I mean,
but it's out of balance because the
problem is they freaking lie about it.
Well, they lie about everything. Problem.
They go, well, it's like, no, you're just lying to me.
But if they came out and told you the truth, like they tell you the truth about the 11 a.m. games and people don't believe it, people don't believe it. So I'm not defending the league because believe me, I'm not defending the league. I don't care. But like the league goes, well, sometimes we do tell you the truth and you don't believe it on that either. They want to put an attractive game at 11 o'clock. If you get the 11 o'clock ABC game, it's because the network viewed you as an attractive game coming out of the pregame shows. If they stick you at 3:15 on SEC Network, that's telling you they think this game's a dog.
That's part of Ole Miss's issue with some of the night games has been they've been too good for the SEC Network.
Yeah.
Hence, they don't get that 6:45, 6:15, whatever SEC Network.
Yeah,
slot
Kentucky,
ever.
South Carolina at 6:45 Saturday night. That is SEC. That is the TV people saying no one gives a shit. I mean, if you're Arkansas Saturday, you'd much rather play Notre Dame at 6:45. From the fan standpoint, tailgate and all that stuff all day, they got 11
I mean,
o'clock.
this isn't really about TV or fans or anything. It's whatever. I understand how it works. I'm not worked up at all, even if my voice is up. But, like, I get annoyed with the lying, and then I get annoyed with, and again, I love him. You're going to talk to him in an hour. Moscona going, LSU should just have all-night games because it's really hot. Shut up.
Like, it's hot here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, shut up.
Yeah, I mean,
like, okay.
This is where I have a lot of weak spots, and this is one of them. This is a subject that I just don't care about. It doesn't. I can't even manufacture passion about it. It's like game day. I don't care, and I know people do, and that's a weak spot. I'm admitting it's a weak spot. I don't care where game day goes.
I get you guys being a little frustrated by game day, but you have to figure out why. Like, it's like the LSU thing. If this game were in Baton Rouge this year, it still would be at 2:30 because they were not going to put Ole Miss LSU in Baton Rouge ahead of Georgia and Alabama, and it wouldn't be a game day. Now, you should not care at all that SEC Nation is not coming to your campus. Like, dear God. Mm-hmm. If anything, they're only a hassle to you because it creates logistical issues for you to get around. And there's no positive. Like, give me a...
But the Paul Feinbaum show would be from the Grove on Friday.
I mean, Lane said game day was coming to film something today.
Yeah.
He did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He keeps saying he didn't know there was so much involved with the doc, but he literally had people following him around for weeks. I don't really... Maybe at the beginning when he just said okay, and then he was like, oh, crap, I've got to... I don't know, but...
When they're at your yoga session, that's probably a sign that this is going to be a little bigger story. When they're at your dinner table... That's probably a sign
that was some made up conversation there, boy. Yeah. That again, we have both seen it. That was some made up conversation at the dinner table
where Chris Kiffin look. I'm not giving anything away. Chris Kiffin looks at the camera like, "Why are you here? What are we doing? Like this is so manufactured."
Because they're all around the table.
I mean, I've seen it, and for the most part, I thought it was really good. But that was one scene where I was like, "Well, this is awkward." But they needed B-roll.
As you said, and I hope that I conveyed in my review, for these type of shows, there was a good bit of meat. They did a good job for these type of shows.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was good.
No, adding Sarkisian, Smart, Saban, those were Pete Carroll. They did a really good job on it.
Chris Lowe really knows Lane. He was helpful in this.
He was very good. Because he was there at the beginning with the Tennessee stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm giving stuff away. I love how Chris almost named a source. He literally caught himself. Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah, and I was like, I know who that is. I know who it was. Oh, I don't.
Oh, when he said he was told.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but I would bet a lot of money.
It's good. Tomorrow night.
And it's interesting. It's where in a world where Ole Miss wins Saturday and we have a press conference on Monday, I think every question I would ask would be about the doc.
Well, it's a bye week.
Yeah.
Done. I mean, hey.
I don't think we'll have one on Monday.
He said he did not anticipate a watch party at the crib tomorrow night.
No, they'll be working.
Yeah.
But you're not checking out early on Wednesday.
No, that's a work day.
But you asked earlier about distractions. I don't think it's a distraction for him or his players or anything. It's just there's a lot of stuff going on, though, with that coming out, and none of that will matter. It's X's and O's, Jimmy's and Joe's.
It's a lot of Jimmy's and Joe's.
I mean, it is. It's.
Although Lane said his X's and O's was why they won games because LSU sure as hell had more draft picks the last few years.
He basically said it.
He did.
He basically said it. He basically told them, I'm a better coach than you.
Yeah. He did say that yesterday. He went, hey, I got up on the board and did some football stuff. And we yeah, I do think there's a part of every time Ole Miss plays to LSU, maybe outside of last season, when Lane goes, if we did that whole flip rosters thing, I'd win this thing pretty much every time there, Chief. Like, I'd figure this thing out.
Well, I mean, I think certainly offense versus defense, Lane's one of those people that would win 90-something% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's damn good. We've seen that. I mean, again,
He'll have a plan.
There's more to it than Lane Kiffin, but I covered Ole Miss for a long time before this tenure, and they never did this. They never dominated the way that this team's dominating.
They're 25-5 again in the last 30. That is tied for the fourth best record nationally.
I mean, I've got to go back and do the math again in my head. I've got it somewhere. Since 2021, the start of that season, they've been very successful. I mean, over a now 5-year period that
10-8-11-10.
Ole Miss just didn't do that in the tenure where I covered them before that. And I'm not a history guy. I don't know what they did.
Well, I mean, no, it's the best of the modern era. And when I say that, I mean segregation, integration.
Yeah.
I mean, it's – I'm not comparing them to the 1958 team. That's not –
No.
It's not fair to either one.
No.
It's a different world. So
yeah.
All right. We'll tell you about Horn Legend real quick, hornlegend.com. They've got the collegiate gear. They got Grove Collective stuff happening. You can find that online, Horn Legend. You got great quarter zips, vests. Look, the weather is going to get cooler. Going to have some night games. Going to have some other games later in the year that you're going to need some sleeves and whatnot. You're going to need that vest, keep that core warm. So go to Horn Legend, see all that is they have to offer. I've been really impressed with those materials as we move toward that season. Again, they got the sports shirts. I wore one in my suit on Friday. They've got the polos that probably wear one tonight to Lemuria. So hornlegend.com. Click MPW Digital in the drop down. We appreciate that. They will appreciate that. You'll appreciate that. Again, hornlegend.com.
Get the beautiful, healthy smile you deserve at Corinth Dental. Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. From routine checkups to advanced treatment, including implants and Invisalign, Corinth Dental is here to help you achieve your smile goals. Schedule your appointment today. Take the first step toward a better version of yourself. It's corinthdental.com. Brought to you by Parish Brewing Company, located right there in the heart of Cajun country in Broussard, Louisiana. Their simple goal is to make awesome craft brewed beer. They do it quite well. If you're coming to the game this weekend, you can throw some Dr. Juice in your cooler. It's a go-to IPA. You can also throw Ghost in the Machine in your cooler. Often you'll see that in bottles. They do have it in cans as well. It's a double IPA. I think it's one of the best beers you'll ever put in your mouth. But don't take my word for it. Try it yourself. Try whatever type of beer you like. Look for Parish Brewing Company on the label. Have a mailbag to you tomorrow. It's brought to you by Art Hayes, Sotheby's International Realty. Are you thinking of making a move? Put the power of Sotheby's to work for you. As a licensed agent with Sotheby's, and a supporter of all things Ole Miss, Art can help you buy or sell in your hometown or anywhere in the world. No charge to you. Seriously. So call and ask Art how. 612-805-5929 or email Art at Arthur, ARTHUR, .Hayes, HAYS, at lakesmn.com. And we're brought to you by Hovey Dry Goods. If you're looking for your new favorite Ole Miss hat, maybe you're looking for a Mississippi State hat, LSU hat, Tennessee hat for your friends, family. As we get closer to the holidays, Hovey hats are high-quality headwear. They'll have your friends asking where you got them. Take a look at their collection of Ole Miss hats at Hovey, H-O-V-I, drygoods.com. Grab your new favorite hat at hoveydrygoods.com. It's made for reps by reps.
Podcast also brought to you by Jocelyn Hill Creamery in Chicory Market. Jocelyn Hill Creamery, they take week of orders for your tailgate this week. Again, you're going to need a little extra. There's going to be a ton of people in the Grove. Go ahead, see what they have to offer. That is inside Chicory Market, but that's also JocelynHillCreamery.com. They feed 20, 40, 60. They got add-ons. They've got charcuterie trays, my favorite, sandwich trays, artisanal cheese trays. They make cheese locally and in-house. Got crudité, got desserts, got sandwiches, got so many different things there with Jocelyn Hill Creamery. So, again, give them a call, get online, order something, get it ready for this week still prior to LSU. And remember these Friday supper clubs at Chicory Market, whether you're just going in the market, you can play things and plenty of items you can get there that you can't get anywhere else in town. They are locally owned, and they will help you stock your Airbnb or whatever you have going on this weekend in those Friday supper clubs. Again, 4-course meals Friday before all Ole Miss home football games. You reserve ahead of time. Got the bottle shop right there on the premises. You got BYOB if you'd like to do that. So tons of options there. Again, chicorymarket.com. You've been a big proponent for a while. I saw this morning that the Aura Ring is up to an $11 billion valuation as a company.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. I really like mine.
I was a Whoop guy forever, but it looks like Aura is really kind of taking over. I saw this morning that smart rings, smart rings account for 75% of U.S. fitness tracker revenue in 2025, up from 46 last year. So that's one hell of a jump from 2024 to 2025.
One of the girls told me that they sold all their info to the government, and I was like, okay. And they're like, do you really want the government knowing everything? I'm like, about my sleep? I don't care. That doesn't really bother me. I don't view that as an invasion of my privacy. If they know what my readiness score is.
A lot of times like that, I understand that in theory I should really care. And then part of me goes, I'm really boring and I don't think they care what I'm doing. So, okay. I know Alexa kind of creeps me out when I walk through the kitchen and I go, hey, I'm out of this or whatever. And I get on Amazon 2 minutes later and that's suggested to me in the top. And I'm like, okay, I get that's probably an issue. But at the same time.
But is it really?
I mean, maybe it's just handy. I don't know. I mean, where's the slippery slope? I mean, we're going to be AI generated for long.
Well, that's true, but I'll be gone by then.
I turned on Rogan's podcast with Matthew McConaughey yesterday while I was running, and like 25 of the first 35 minutes are about AI, and I was kind of like, I don't know that I care. I just can't.
Man, I'm so struggling lately with stuff. I will turn on a podcast, and within 6-7 minutes, I'm bored out of my mind. I don't know what it is.
Part of mine is I need them to stay on topic, which is just not going to happen like with Rogan, and he's worse than ever before. And I turn on Matthew McConaughey to hear certain things, and I'm like, okay, I just can't. It tells me that I'm so guest dependent on almost every podcast that I don't really have but 2 or 3 people where I just want to hear their voice. Most of the time, it has to be pretty streamlined into why I'm doing this.
I think I'll start doing better again when the NBA season starts and I get back into my NBA podcast that I like to listen to when games are being played. At least I hope so, because otherwise it means that I've developed some severe ADHD in my 50s, which would be odd.
Yeah, I don't think it's that for me. I think because I listen to audiobooks all the time. I mean, if I'm at home, I've got my glasses on or my AirPods in, and I'm listening to an audiobook while I'm just around the house. But from a podcast standpoint, I am really struggling as soon as they get it all off what it is that I'm kind of wanting at this point. And Kendrick's right. I mean, we've been conditioned to care less and less about our privacy. 30 years ago, you would have cared. That is true.
Yeah, that's probably true.
There's no doubt about you that you're right.
I guess my point is like does it matter? In what way does it impact me if everyone in the Pentagon knows how many steps I took yesterday and knows what my sleep score was? Like how much REM sleep I got? How does that impact
the
me
Department? The Department of Defense is actually Oura Ring's largest client. They put them on military personnel
to find out, make sure they sleep and stuff.
Just the whole thing. They check all their stuff. I mean, G has a point here. Companies starting to use AI to charge you a price based off what they know you can afford. That's a problem.
Well, that's a problem.
Well, was it Wendy's that did that surge pricing thing a couple years ago where they changed the burger prices depending on demographics in the area?
Really?
And different things and like times of day and things.
Wow.
Yeah, some fast food place a few years ago did a...
I knew Uber did it, but like...
No. There was a fast food place that changed their prices based off time of day, day of week, and where they were and all kind of stuff.
Oh.
A burger or a Happy Meal could be more or less or whatever their deals are called.
I did not know that.
Yeah. No, AI, we're quickly entering an odd area with it. Quickly.
Yeah.
In every way.
I'm one of the rare few, I think, in our field who don't use it at all. I just don't like. You can tell some people are AI having stories written by AI and going in and changing a few things. Like you can see it.
Oh, I've gotten better at picking it out. Where you go, that's not.
Suddenly, people who are fairly shitty writers are average writers, and it's like you're using AI to write your stuff, aren't you? It's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who were bad at what we do are suddenly kind of just, now it's vanilla as hell and very average,
But yes.
but you can see a difference. It's like you didn't suddenly learn how to write a little bit. Not naming names.
I use ChatGPT as a kind of a search engine. Yeah. Because it's better at just giving me exactly what I'm looking for immediately instead of trying to comb through all the websites and click the links and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of just go, like yesterday when we were on the podcast and I needed a list of the college football playoff participants every year.
Oh, yeah.
Had it in 3 seconds. Okay, here it is.
Oh.
And they're just in a line. It's not, hey, go click this website and go over here and do this. That's why Google gives you AI mode at the top. It just answers the damn question.
Yeah, yeah.
And look, is that perfect? No.
Oh, I have no issue with it. Like the people that are actually having AI write their stuff, I'm like, fine with me. I don't care. It's not impacting me.
Oh, no, AI is making people dumber. That's not even a question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. There's studies out there right now saying that if you use AI at certain parts of your research, your brain activity is less depending on when you do that and how you operate with it. No, we've been able to fully prove that that's the case. I mean, what's that book, The Anxious Generation or whatever, talking about what the devices are doing to all the kids?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I got that name wrong, but something like that. Yeah, it gives wrong information all the time. Kids are too stupid in college to even change anything off the prompts. They'll literally put the freaking prompts in the stories half the time.
So bad.
And just get caught.
So bad. So bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you answer a discussion question with the exact wording that a teacher could go up there, ask the ChatGPT the discussion question and get the answer, I mean, you failed.
Tupelo, I'll answer your question about Carlson. I've not watched the interview with Sam Alton. I've not watched any of his 9/11 stuff. I will say that I am intrigued to watch it, mainly because there are so many people out there who are actively trying to cancel Carlson, which makes me wonder if he's telling me the truth. Like maybe he's telling me something that they don't want me to know.
Yeah.
I have a question in my mailbag: who really killed Charlie Kirk? And my honest answer is I have no idea. I want to say it's the kid that's under arrest, but who knows? That's the danger of when you lose faith in the.
I mean, it's a much longer conversation. It's what I was telling you before we started the show. Algorithms are creating all the issues in our lives. Or not all. Sorry, they're creating a lot of issues in our lives. Not all, but.
Yeah. Someone says, who do you believe? I don't know.
It's an interesting place when you don't believe anybody anymore, frankly. Yeah. That's the answer.
Well, I mean, like yesterday was a pretty big day. There was some pretty big news that happened. And to watch the disparity of opinions that get expressed on social media. And maybe those disparity of opinions has always existed.
You're getting everyone's thoughts immediately public.
Right.
I mean, look, again, we're stopping the show here. I mean, I had a huge issue with yesterday compared with my own personal experience. Right. I mean, I'm like, oh, no.
And I don't know. I listened to it and went, I don't know.
Yeah, that felt, I don't know. That felt something. So, all right, we will be back tomorrow with another edition of the show. Again, as Neal mentioned at the top, a ton of MPW digital content as we move forward in the week leading up to Ole Miss and LSU. Thanks to Isaac Ukwu for his time today. We'll talk to him again here soon as well. So, Rebels 24/7, take care. Talk to you tomorrow.